Hey, Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor and best-selling author, and we are here to talk about the stock market. Today, I'm going to show you how to find out whether or not a company that you are looking into or a company that you own actually pays a dividend. And this is a question that someone asked. I'm like, well, I've talked about dividends before, but I didn't tell you how to find out whether or not a company actually pays one. So I'll go ahead and go over that with you. I'm going to tell you right now, we are going to do this together. Y'all remember, I was a teacher. I taught 7th grade math in Dallas, Texas before I jumped into finance. So right now, as we are talking, I need you to pull out your pen or your pencil, but preferably, I would like you to pull out your phone or your computer. So again, we can do this together. I believe in, experiential learning. So I can talk all day, but unless you do it, that's when you're really going to retain that information. So I'm going to do it on 3 different apps just to kind of give you different ways to find it because everybody's app is different. Now, I got a lot of investing apps, but I'm not going to go through 15 of them. So I'm going to go through and just show you other places you can find it. It's actually very, very, very easy. I'll also say that not every company pays a dividend. But before doing that, let's talk about what a dividend is, because everybody may not have seen that video. Dividend is a payment that a company pays or shares with its shareholders as a reward. I like to call it a reward or a bonus. Basically saying, hey, look, we made a boatload of money and we are going to share some of that money with you. Not every company will pay a dividend. That is because some companies say, look, we made a lot of money. We're going to put it back in the business and try and grow a lot faster and take the money and really make you more money in terms of how high the stock price is going. Other companies say, look, we're solid. We want to pay you a dividend. And we're going to consistently pay you a dividend. For example, the company that we will look at is Lowe's. Lowe's is one of my favorite dividend stocks. I don't own it yet, but it is something I'm looking into. They've been paying a dividend since 1961 and ain't missed a payment. In fact, in the last 25 years, they have consistently increased their dividend. Dividends and stocks have that's what I'm looking for. They have a connotation. Okay, so usually, this is not always the case, but usually companies that pay dividends are known as those strong, solid companies that may not make you 50% a year, but they're not going to go bankrupt and you're going to get some pretty solid payments. Those that don't pay dividends are usually tech companies, and the thought there is they're trying to grow aggressively and it takes a lot to figure out what the next big thing is going to be. Therefore, they're saving that money and they're investing that money and trying to go and do the next thing. Whereas companies that pay dividends, a Pfizer, something like that, you're not going to be here. You're not going nowhere, but you're also not going to double up your money very quickly. So that's the connotation. Sometimes companies don't want to pay a dividend because they ain't got no money. That happens. I think GE was famous for this not too long ago. They said, look, we gotta cut the dividend because we don't have money to pay y'all. So that's just a quick spiel. We can do that video another day, but I'll go ahead and jump into it. So right now, type in ticker symbol LOW into the search bar of whatever app you're using. Public, Yahoo Finance, Cash App, TD Ameritrade, whatever. Type in LOW. You should get the information for Lowe's. And I'm on Public now. I'll probably do this on a TikTok too so you can actually see it. But if you go to either company information or financials, in the case of Public, if you go to earnings and more, it'll pull up all of their financial data. If you're on something like a Cash App, you can scroll down and it'll say key stats. So key stats, key statistics, or financial info, this is usually a place that you'll find it. On Cash App, it gives me all the things that I need to know about the company. At the very bottom, it'll tell me dividend yield. If you have a dividend yield, there is a dividend. And right now it's showing me 1.26%. On Public, once you hit the earnings and more information, again, at mid screen, it says dividend rate of $2.60, which means for every 1 share, I get $2.60, which is pretty solid. And the dividend yield is 1.27%. What is dividend yield? Dividend yield is really $2.60 divided by the share price at that point in time, and that's going to give me the percentage of what that dividend yield is. Also, that dividend payment of $2.60, this is going to be paid out quarterly, which means it is going to be divided by 4. And every 1 share that I get, I'm going to get $2.60. The price of 1 share of Lowe's right now is $204.16. So for every $200, I get $2 back, basically. And again, the stock price is going to change. The dividends can also change as well. Again, Lowe's has been increasing their dividend, so this time next year, maybe I'll get paid a little bit more. Now also, if you have a fractional share, so let's say I only, Lowe's is about $200. Let's say that I don't have $200, I don't want to put $200 in Lowe's. I want to put $100 in Lowe's. Totally fine. I'm still going to grow my money. That $100 is going to grow for me, and that's all good and fine. But also, the dividend is going to be half of what it would be. So I'll get, $1.03, I think, and that would be half of what this whole dividend payment would be. So that is how it works. That's still a benefit for you. If you own fractional shares, you can still get you a dividend. It will still be proportional. Half a share gets half a dividend divided by 4. And if I hold it for the entire year, I'll get those quarterly payments, and that's how it works. The good thing about dividends is that it can help to increase your total gains, because the stock should be growing, hopefully, and then you can take those dividend payments and add that and reinvest it. This is called DRIP, which was really known for a dividend reinvestment plan, and which, again, that little $1.03 or whatever I have, take that, buy a smaller fractional share, and it makes a bigger dividend, and the stock grows, and you just roll it over and over and over and over again. And we saw a video, I think, that we broke down. I think it can increase or close to double your performance if you do that. A lot of apps do this automatically. We can do a whole video about that as well, but I'll show you real quick. So for example, Lowe's over the past year is up 24%. So that means I get the 24% plus any dividends I would have gotten, plus or I would have gotten the 24% plus the dividends, or I could have reinvested those dividends into the stock, and then that would have made even more money. So it's really compounding on top of compounding, which can be really cool. So for example, just to kind of break that down a bit more, let's say I got $100, it grows 24%. Great. Okay, I took my my half a share, it grew 24% over the past year. So I got $124. Then that $1.03 or whatever it was, that also grows at 24% because I would have reinvested. So that little $1 would have been reinvested, it would have grown at 24%. You pack that together and then do it again the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and that's what really can kind of expand your portfolio. But to answer your question, you know what dividends are, you know where to find it. Yahoo Finance is another popular app that people use as well. Sorry I didn't mention that. If you go to the summary screen and you scroll down, you'll see right there that it gives you the dividend rate, and then what the dividend is. I'm sorry, the dividend yield, and what the dividend payment is as well. So it's all right there on the summary screen on Yahoo Finance. Earnings and more on Public, and then key stats on Cash App. So those are just a few places you can find it. If you have another app and couldn't find it, feel free to let me know. But if the company pays a dividend, it is usually listed there. And again, not every company pays dividends. So that is how you find whether or not a company pays a dividend and what that dividend is. All right, that's it for me. Talk to you guys later. Bye.